All right. How are you? How are you? Truth and economics is not the same thing. Truth and economics are not the same thing. Truth and economics are not the same thing. All right. All right. This is the Few the Proud of For Real TV. And of course, I'm your host, Raheem Dream, better known as Top Cat, in my favorite place, my park. Yes, I said my park. Yep, my park. Truth and economics are not the same thing. I ain't seen my Hawk out here in a while. He usually be up there, 'cause I think he got a nest up there, or she got a nest up there. But I ain't seen her up there. But then again, yeah, well, these pigeons been around, so she probably moved her nest because of the pigeons. Because she will kill them. She'll kill a pigeon. But this is the Few the Proud of For Real TV. Of course, I'm your host, Raheem Dream, better known as Top Cat. Truth and economics is not the same thing. Is there any people out there that agree? Basically, I know you would say you do agree. Basically. And in a minute, I'm going to tell you why I put that title up and why I'm speaking on that. I'm trying to let some people get a chance to get into the building. As you come in, hit that thumbs up as you come in. As you come in, hit that thumbs up as you come in. Hit the thumbs up as you come in. If you don't hit that thumbs up, I ain't saying nothing. If you don't hit the thumbs up, I'm not saying nothing. I'm gonna just let y'all see me walk. If you don't hit, okay, I got one thumbs up. Thank you, whoever that was. We're gonna get started here in a minute. Trying to let people get a chance to get into the building. And I'm a little late today, getting into the park today. I had a busy day yesterday up at the other park, up at Woodhill Park, where we had the concert, and I had a ball up there. And it is exactly one of the reasons why I have this topic here, because of some things that occurred up there yesterday. So I'm going to wait for more people to get into the building before I get started. I'm waiting for more people to get into the building, and I'm waiting for you to hit that thumbs up. There's 4 people in the building right now. I should have 4 thumbs up. I ain't getting started till I get them, till y'all get them likes up. Get them likes up. Then I get started. Get them likes up. Until you get the likes up, I ain't getting started. Two people in the building, okay, two thumbs up. Okay, I could take that. That's 100%. I wouldn't care if them only two stay in the building. I'm satisfied if them two stay in the building. Believe that. 37 now and two thumbs up. Or is that YouTube playing with me? See, one thing I know about YouTube, they don't even give you all your views. Because at the end of every session, I can see how many views I had already. And they don't even give them to me. Two, I know YouTube do not send out my notifications. I know YouTube do not send out my notifications. And I'm not the only one because I know other channels that brings the knowledge to the people that they don't send their notifications out or keep them in the amorisms. They keep us out of the amorism. 16 people in the building, three thumbs up. I need 16 thumbs up. I need 16 likes before I get started. So I need what I need. Okay, it's 13 people in the building. I need 10 more likes. Give me 10 more likes. I need 10 more likes. I need 10 more likes before I get started. I need 10 more likes. 7 people in the building. I need 4 more likes. Get that like button up. Violate that like button. Violate that thumbs up. Violate it. Violate the thumbs up. Violate the thumbs up. Violate that thumbs up. All right, bro. Okay, come on. Come on. What we gonna do? Get them likes up. Get them likes up. Get them likes up. Get that thumbs up. Y'all think I'm joking. You don't get them thumbs up. Get them thumbs up. I'm not saying anything else. But get the likes up. That's all you're gonna get out of me. Truth and economics is not the same thing. Got 3 people, 3 likes. Okay. What y'all telling me? You satisfied with that? No, I'm not satisfied. But let's get into it. Let's get into it. This is the Few the Proud of For Real TV. Of course, I'm your host, Raheem Green, better known as Top Cat. Hit that thumbs up as you come in the building. Truth and economics is not the same thing. Now I'm going to tell you why I put that topic up. The reasons why I was at the concert yesterday, there was some sisters there that knows me. And they was, spending some money with me, buying some things. And they was asking me questions in the process. Most of it was religious based. Hit that thumbs up. Most of it, get them likes up. Violate that like button. Was religious based. And the questions they asked me, they didn't like the answers that I gave to them. Not only did they not like the answers that I gave to them, not only did they not like the answers that I gave to them, they wouldn't even look at the information that I pulled up for them to show them to show them the truth. And it goes back to one thing that I always say about black people, so-called Negro. We don't want the truth. We want something to believe in. When the truth messes with your belief, you get angry. But your book says the truth should set you free. Now you should take that anger and do the research so you can get the truth. Because see, one thing about the truth gonna make you get off your butt. See, when you get angry, that's what the truth does. It makes you angry, and then you go do research. You go find out other stuff. That's what it's supposed to do. That's why in the book said the truth should set you free. Because the truth will anger you first. And that's the first step. That anger is the first step. You're supposed to use that for the first step. Okay, now, finance, economic wise. Then they said, you want to say that, and but you want us to spend our money with you. And I told both of them that if I have to tell you a lie to get your money, I don't want your money. If I have to tell you a lie to get your money, I don't want it. I'm not Minister Porkchop. I'm not Minister Porkchop. I'm not going to tell you a lie to get your money. That ain't in me. I'm sorry. It just ain't in me. No, I'm not sorry because I'm never sorry. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. If I have to lie to you to get your money or tell you something I think you want to hear just to be your friend to get your money, you got the wrong one. I stand on truth. I stand on truth. I stand on the truth. That's what I stand on. So if by me telling the truth make you not want to spend your money with me, then so be it. That's your problem, not mine. And so be it. Then so be it. This is the Future Proud of For Real TV. The truth and economics is not the same. See, you've been so used to being lied to get your money that when a person give you the truth, in your mind, you don't want to give them no money. You dig what I'm saying? But you're not giving me your money. You're purchasing something from me. You understand what I'm saying? You're purchasing something from me. So the truth and economics are not the same. They actually they actually are the opposite these days. Today they're the opposite. It's funny how We can take bad things and make it right, and take good things and make it bad. Let me say that again. It's funny how we could take good things and make it bad, and make bad things good. We could take bad things and make it good, take good things and make it bad. Think about that. Think about it. Think about our so called culture. Think about our so called culture. We say things like, if you call a woman a bitch, excuse my French, but I'm saying it, you call a woman a bitch, but she'll turn around and call herself a bad bitch. You see what I'm saying? Like it's good. You see what I'm saying? We take bad things and make it good. We'll take a lie and make it the truth because you don't want the truth. As I said, you want something to believe in. You don't want the truth because you don't want to be free. In order to be free, that means you have to do some work. Free people have to work. You see what I'm saying? You have to put work. And what I mean by work, you have to work on yourself. How do you work on yourself? You change your mindset. How do I change my mindset? Change your mindset by studying and research. See, they got our people stuck on studying. You will study something and that's it. They'll lock you in. You get locked in on one thing, but you will not research it. You have to research what you are studying so you can try to find out. You need to even find out where it comes from. You understand what I'm saying? You need to find out where it even comes from. Where's this information coming from? Who wrote this information? How long ago? Where did the information come from? All these things you need to know. Is it pseudo information? Pseudo information? Is it uh, um, primary source information? And you'll find your primary source come from peer review. What is a peer review? I'm not going to tell you. You need to look it up for yourself. Find out what peer reviews are. I'm not going to give y'all everything. That's the problem. We have become a lazy minded people. We lazy minded. We rather go somewhere and just sit there and listen instead of doing the research and find out for ourselves. Instead of doing the research and find out for ourselves. That's how you get brainwashed. Brainwashed. Me, I've been brainwashed. I washed all that junk out of my brain, out of my conscious mind, out of my subconscious mind. I've been brainwashed. I washed all that garbage out. How did I wash it out? By doing research, true research, true research, where you find things based on facts, and the facts is backed up by peer review information, by primary sources. Um, it's funny how people will say, "But a man wrote that too." Yeah, just like he wrote everything else. But here's the difference. The difference is that you can track it back to the very beginning of it. When you track it to the very beginning of it, then you will get the true meaning of it. Why is my phone so dark? Meaning of it. I'm still live. Yeah, then you can get the true meaning of it. That's what a primary source is. The primary source will take you back to the language, the people, and the land. The language, the people, and the land. When stuff is pseudo, when you look up pseudo information, it disappears. It disappears. Let me tell you something. I can remember when I had came home from the university, and for those of you who don't know, I call it penitentiary, the university. So when I had came home from the university, it was in my guidelines. I come home with the feds. I had to go to truck driving school, and I also had to take GED classes. So while I was at community, because I took truck driving there and the GED classes. Okay. So while I was there, I so while I was there, I got to interacting with some professors, and the reason being, get them thumbs up. Come on, hit them thumbs up. Um, while I was there, I ended up having interaction with professors, the teachers that was in there, that's real professors or whatever. And how that occurred is because it was some young brothers in there that knew me from the streets. They wasn't from the streets, but they grew up. They grew up in the hood that I was in, so they used to watch me in the streets. Because when they first started seeing me, they're like, "Man, what you doing here?" They actually asked me what I'm doing there. Hey, Don, how you are? Good brother. My prophet, the prophet. Yes, sir. You too. That's the prophet there. 90-year-old man, great shape. But anyway, they actually said, "Man, what you doing here, Top Cat?" They were like, "What you doing here, Top Cat?" You know what I'm saying? Because they always associated me with the streets, with the cars, the jewelry, the women. You dig what I'm saying? And they actually couldn't understand why I was there. But anyway, I told them taking GED class and truck driving, and remember all this stuff was in my federal guidelines. If I didn't do it, they was gonna send me back because they brought me. The judge, she brought me. She let me come home early. She had already put it in the guidelines for me to complete these things, or I had to complete at least one of them, or I had to go back and finish doing my time. But anyway, so these young brothers would see me in the hallways talking to different people, or we'd be sitting outside on a little break, and you know, outside just politicking, and they would hear me debating with the people. So the little brothers start coming up to me saying, "Damn, Tom, we ain't know you knew that kind of stuff," and woo 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 woo. They just thought street, just a street dude. Um, then they start asking me all kind of questions because I think three or four of them was in. They was Black History majors or African American Studies or something like that. And as time went on, they would come and have sit downs with me and show me the stuff that they was being taught by the professors in their class. And once I start breaking down the true facts, You heard I said true facts. I didn't say what I believe or what I heard or what I thought. True facts. Once I started breaking down the true facts, and I wasn't that good on, I wasn't that good on using computers. I know how to, the basic. So what I would do, we would go in the hallway because they had computers in the hallways, and then in the hallways, and in the day room, whatever you want to call it, out front when you walk in. So I would take them in and say, "Come in." I used to take them in and say, "I would just prove it to you," because the proof beats a lie. But let me say this here: a well organized lie will always beat a disorganized truth. A well organized lie will always defeat a disorganized truth. One more time. A well organized lie will always defeat a disorganized truth. And it's a shame that it's that way that you got to go through all that, but that's what it is these days. Because as like I said before, we want something higher. We want some. Our people want something to believe in than to have the truth. Because the truth means you have to do some work. Belief means you can just sit on your butt. Okay. So we would be in the hallways at the computers, and I tell them type this in, and they would be like, oh, ah, and they would look up at me like, Chop, man, how you know this stuff, man? How you know this stuff? So what happened? So what started to happen was everything they was learning in that African studies, they were running by me, and we would go to the computer, and they started putting down on their paper, on their reports, what I was telling them and where they got it from. All right. How you all right now. And it started to be so profound to their professor to where he started asking them, "Where are y'all getting this information from?" And they told him, "Top Cat." And he said, "Top Cat." He said, "What is a Top Cat?" He told y'all talking about a cartoon. So, but this was over in an expand. I say about 3 or 4 months of them going back in there with the information that I had them looking up, going against the information that the professor was teaching them. All right, bro, that was teaching them. So what happened was, after about 3 or 4 months of them doing the research the way I showed them how to research, because see, you got to know how to research. Everybody don't know how to research, and they don't even teach you in college. Because these kids was in college, and they didn't even know how to research like I research. And that's when they start getting primary sources. They didn't even know what the primary source was. Here it is, a seventh grade dropout, and I'm teaching the kids how to get primary sources. That the professors asking them where are they getting this information from. Okay, back to the heading. The truth and finance is not the same. Just teaching them how to get finance, but not the truth. Okay. As time went on, the professor on a break one day, it was in the wintertime. I'm outside smoking. The little brothers came out with this light-skinned brother, which is a white man. I call him a white light-skinned brother. I've been through that. If you don't understand what I'm saying, go back to my videos and you'll get it. But anyway, they brought him out to me. All right, bro. And he asked me what classes was I'm here taking. So I told him, all right, bro. So I told him truck driving school and GED. And he said, what? GED? He was like, man, you don't even have a high school diploma. I'm like, no. He's like, well, how's you giving these kids all this information and you don't have a high school diploma? So I told this light-skinned brother that I am self-educated. I told him I've been educated in some of the finest universities. I told him I've been educated in some of the finest universities. So he asked me what the universities was. So I told him Mansfield, the old Mansfield, Lucasville, Lebanon, Grafton, um, Marion Federal Penitentiary. Uh, 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 I couldn't remember all. That's a shame. I've been through so many I can't even remember them. Uh, but anyway, I told him Nimna University of the prison system, and he was like, "Wow." He was so in awe that he asked me when I got finished today, would I come and sit with him? And I told him, sure, no problem. Cause me, I like debating. I love debating. I love debating with people that know how to debate, that has the knowledge to debate. You can't debate with a fool. It just be two fools. From a distance, they can't tell who's the fool and who ain't the fool. Okay, and later on that day, I went around there to his classroom, and my little brothers was in there. They was like, "No, Chuck, we wasn't leaving. We were to see you debate with them. You understand what I'm saying?" And so I had one of the little brothers, to sit at the computer for me because I let him know. I let the professor know, man, I'm not really. I told him I'm computer illiterate. I know how to do basic stuff, but real things it's harder for me to do because I don't know how to really work a computer that good. At that time, I'm way better now. But so me and him did a little debates on stuff. We did debates on Kemet that he wanted to keep calling Egypt, and I told him that when the black man had it, before the Greco-Romans came in. Well, now let me go back. Before the Hyksos came in, when I said the Hyksos, his eyes lit up, got real big. Like, how you know about that? I told him before the Hyksos came in, before the Sand people came in, not the Sand people, is it the beach? What is their names? The Sea people, before the Sea people came in, before the Canaanites came in, the Greco-Roman, the Greeks and the Roman. I usually just throw them together as the Greco-Romans because they did end up teaming up on us. So I just throw them together. And he was in awe. He was in awe. Like, he kept saying to me, "You don't have a GED?" And I told him, no. I said, man, should I dropped out of school in the seventh grade for real? I really stopped going in the seventh grade. because I was in and out of juvenile facilities. I was already doing time. See, at 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, I was already doing, I was doing 6 months, 18 months, a year. I was doing adult time. You got adults doing 18 months in a year now. I was doing that as a kid. But anyway, and I let him know, I said some of the best libraries I ever seen in my life was in the state and federal prison system. I tell you who had a cold library, Rikers Island. Yeah, that was in Rikers Island. Rikers Island had a cold library. Um, 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 the federal joint down in Michigan, Milan, had a cold library. Terre Haute, Indiana. The federal joint in Terre Haute, Indiana, which was at that time was one of the roughest, not just federal prison, one of the roughest prisons in the country at that time. Back in the early '90s, Terre Haute was one of the roughest prisons. I mean, you get killed going on the yard. But anyway, I ain't gonna go into that. But anyway, he was at an all. He was at an all because I had, I told him, that, because I dropped out in the 7th grade. I still went to school, but I just didn't go to class. I went to school to get money. But he was at all because he couldn't understand how I had the knowledge that I had. And I just told him I'm self educated. I told him that it's a saying that the system fears an educated black man. And I told him, no, that's not true. And he said, what do you mean? I said, what the system fears is a self educated black man. And he said, why do you say that? I said, because the education was not controlled. See, y'all give our kids controlled education. 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 Break it up and look at the words. Education. I ain't gonna tell you what it means. Not today. I'll bring that back later on another lie. I'll bring that back on another lie. But he was in awe. I told him self-educated. I've been some of the I've been in some of the best universities around this country because I did time around this country and in 2 other countries, Europe and Canada. Been locked up in Europe and Canada. Universities for me, best libraries you could ever see. Okay, but he was at all. Me and this light skinned brother for I say a good 4 to 5 years. We stayed in close contact because I ended up I got my truck driver license, but I dropped out. After I got my truck driver license, I dropped out and I started driving trucks. But me and him still stayed in contact for about 3 or 4 years after that, to where he would call me and ask me about things, and then I would do my research and I would text him my research, and then he would ask me what's the sources, and I would send him the sources. Think about it. Think about it. This is a professor This a professor going back and forth with, as society would say, an uneducated Negro, so-called Negro, uneducated so-called Negro, and he asking me for information. He wanted me to look things up and then I sent it to him, and then he would hit me back and say, "What's your sources?" Because he knew I dealt with primary sources, peer-reviewed sources. When you all get a chance, look that up and find out what I'm talking about. You have primary sources and you have peer-reviewed sources. Them are the best two sources you can get. And you also have them in religion. That's why I cut the head off of any minister pork chop. Any minister pork chop. But don't get me wrong, I don't mess with them unless they mess with me. I used to back in the day, but I didn't prove my point on all that. I didn't prove my point up against minister pork chop and everybody else, all the believers and everything. All you people who walk by faith, blind faith. I don't walk by blind faith. I walk by divine faith. Faith. Divine faith is what I walk in, not blind faith. Defined, defined faith is what I walk in. Defined, because I can define my faith, not blind to it. You understand? Okay. This is the Future Proud of For Real TV. I thought I was gonna get some people to chime in, maybe even ask some questions, but nobody wants to come in. You're not scared, are you? Are you scared? Are you scared? Are you scared? You can chime in. I will cut your head off though. I'll take my sword and cut your head off. And my source are primary sources, peer reviews with the facts. I cut your head off with the facts, not what I think, not what I believe, not what I heard. Facts. All right, my brothers, you dig? This is the Future Proud, the For Real TV. So I'm gonna put this up in a minute. Anybody want to leave comments? Feel free to leave comments. I love comments. I love comments. Comments let me know you're listening. Comments let me know that you might have learned something. Everybody don't want to learn. They want to believe. They don't want to learn. They want to believe. They want something to believe in. They don't want the truth because they walk in blind faith. I walk in divine faith. Divine faith, not blind faith. Okay, this is the Future Proud of For Real TV. I'm gonna sign on out of here. I'm gonna probably add a hashtag on this. What's the name? Hashtag Minister Pork Chop. Not that I'm against him. I'm not against him. And a lot of them that know me know I'm not against it. I just deal with facts. I deal with truth. I deal with divine faith, not blind faith. Why would I want to be blind? The three blind mice. Think about it. That's a kid story teaching you something, and you fools don't even get it. The three blind mice. All them little things, all them little stories that we was read that we read and was read to as kids had adult meanings to them. Adult meanings to them. The briar patch, that's real. The rabbit in the briar patch, that's real. I'll break that down to you another day. This is the Future Proud of the Real TV. Raheem the Dream coming to you with university knowledge. Real ism, as Brother Larry say. Brother Larry say, how you? Real ism, as Brother Larry says. But we were saying that, all right? But we were saying real ism back in the 70s, when that's where Brother Larry got it from. Back in the 70s, we were saying that. Real ism. Hashtag real ism. This is the Future Proud of For Real TV. And I'm really a little sluggish today. I don't know how the energy I normally have, but I'm not going to let it stop me from getting my 4 miles. I'm almost I'm almost done with 2, and I still have 2 more to go. Hit that thumbs up. If your first time coming to the channel, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for some more real ism coming from Worldwide University. Worldwide University. Worldwide University. Worldwide University. That's where this knowledge is coming from. Worldwide University. You understand me? From the universities, the prison system, university, prison system, university. All right, let me get on out of here. Get my other 2 miles in. All right. Peace and black power. Power to the people. Give a shout out to all the groups that was in the park yesterday. I knew all the people in them groups. And how you? I knew all the people in them groups. And John, the leader of Troop, I took a picture with him. I'm gonna put it up. And had a great time up there yesterday. And the sisters that still ended up buying from me, but they kind of got mad at the information I gave them when they asked me some questions. You know what I'm saying? They already knew who they was dealing with, and I gave them truth. Then they said, why should they spend their money with me? I say, truth and uh man, I forgot the title already. Truth and finance or whatever I got up there is 2 different things. But if I gotta lie to you for you to give me your money, then I don't need your money. I deal with truth. How do I know it's the truth? I back it up with the facts. Where do I get the facts from? Primary sources, peer reviews. Peace and black power. Power to the people. Woo! I'm out of here. Sluggish today, man, but I gotta get it in. Sluggish today, but I gotta get it in.